We pray for love and unity, and that the church would find new zeal and commitment to the mission and purpose of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
You're a liar! You're a liar!
Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart.
All right, it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen, for the Political Pulpit. I'm your host, Josh Navarrete, and it's so good to be on the program with you guys this late Thursday afternoon. We're going live from the home studio today because there's some breaking news stuff we've told you guys about, we were concerned about, and it's happening. It's happening as we speak. News is flooding in. I had plenty of conversations with friends and people in office and just a lot of phone calls today about what's going on around the United States. And I kept reminding everybody, don't forget, let's not sleep on what's happening in Iran, in Israel, or the Middle East. And we're here. It's happened. Israel's attacked and they have sent missiles over to Tehran, and there's a lot of explosions. I'm still bringing in the news and sifting right through it to see how and where we start covering it. But I'm going to just dive right in and let's get to business. It looks like, so I have several accounts that are pulled up on my Twitter that are saying that Israel has reportedly assassinated Iran's chief of the armed forces, Mohammad Bagheri, and targeted nuclear weapons chief, Iranian president, and the Ayatollah. No confirmation on other deaths yet. That means that, or could it be? Could it be that the president of Iran, the chief of the armed forces, Mohammad Bagheri, are gone? That would be crazy. So what I'd like to do is get right to it. I'm going to start pulling stuff up and just showing you as I see it. I think we probably should jump in there and show, let's show this screen. I got Tulsi Gabbard pulled up for later, but really the news is the world news because this is prophetic news. And if you guys are in the comments, I want you just to go ahead. I was trying to figure out how to share it on my Facebook to make it public so more people can see it, but I can see your comments. So go ahead and let us know you're watching and where you're watching from. We want to take a look at those and make sure that maybe we'll pull up your comments and respond to them as they come in. But first, let's take a look at what Israeli Prime Minister is saying and what he said earlier today.
Launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back the Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons. In recent years, Iran has produced enough highly enriched uranium for 9 atom bombs. 9. In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival. 80 years ago, the Jewish people were the victims of a Holocaust perpetrated by the Nazi regime. Today, the Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear Holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb. We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program. Last year, Iran fired 300 ballistic missiles at Israel. Each of these missiles carries a ton of explosives and threatens the lives of hundreds of people. Soon, those missiles could carry a nuclear payload, threatening the lives not of hundreds, but of millions. Iran is gearing up to produce 10,000 of those ballistic missiles within 3 years. Now just imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey. This is an intolerable threat. It too must be stopped. Iran is now working on what it calls the new plan to destroy Israel. You see, the old plan failed. Iran and its proxies tried to encircle Israel with a ring of fire and to attack us with the horrible attack of October 7th. But the people of Israel, the soldiers of Israel, rose like lions to defend our country. We crushed Hamas, we devastated Hezbollah, we hit Iranian proxies in Syria and Yemen. And when Iran directly attacked us twice last year, we struck back inside Iran itself. Yet in defending ourselves, we also defend others. We defend our Arab neighbors. They too have suffered from Iran's campaign of chaos and carnage. Our actions against Iran's proxy Hezbollah led to the establishment of a new government in Lebanon and the collapse of Assad's murderous regime in Syria. The peoples of those two countries now have a chance for a different future, a better future. So too do the brave people of Iran, and I have a message for them. Our fight is not with you. Our fight is with the brutal dictatorship that has oppressed you for 46 years. I believe that the day of your liberation is near. And when that happens, the great friendship between our two ancient peoples will flourish once again. I want to assure the civilized world, we will not let the world's most dangerous regime get the world's most dangerous weapons. And Iran plans to give those weapons, nuclear weapons, to its terrorist proxies. That would make the nightmare of nuclear terrorism all too real. The increasing range of Iran's ballistic missiles would bring that nuclear nightmare to the cities of Europe and eventually to America. Remember, Iran calls Israel the small Satan. It calls America the great Satan. And this is why for decades, it's led millions in the chants of death to Israel and death to America. Today, Israel is responding to those genocidal calls with action and with a call of our own. Long live Israel and long live America. Our action will help make the world a much safer place. I want to thank President Trump for his leadership in confronting Iran's nuclear weapons program. He has made clear time and again that Iran cannot have a nuclear enrichment program. Today, it is clear that Iran is just buying for time. It refuses to agree to this basic requirement of peaceful nations. That is why we have no choice but to act, and act now. The hardest decision any leader has to make is to thwart a danger before it is fully materialized. Nearly a century ago, facing the Nazis, a generation of leaders failed to act in time. They were paralyzed by the horrors of World War I. They were determined to avoid war at all costs, and they got the worst war ever. They adopted a policy of appeasement. They closed their eyes and ears to all the warning signs. That failure to act resulted in World War II, the deadliest war in history. It claimed the lives of 60 million, including 6 million Jews, a third of my people. After that war, the Jewish people and the Jewish state vowed never again. Well, never again is now. Today, Israel has shown that we have learned the lessons of history. When enemies vow to destroy you, believe them. When enemies build weapons of mass death, stop them. As the Bible teaches us, when someone comes to kill you, rise and act first. This is exactly what Israel has done today. We have risen like lions to defend ourselves. Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel a message that has steeled their resolve ever since. Be strong and courageous, he said. Today, our strong and courageous soldiers and people stand together to defend ourselves against those who seek our destruction. And by defending ourselves, we defend many others, and we roll back a murderous tyranny. Generations from now, history will record that our generation stood its ground, acted in time, and secured our common future. May God bless Israel. May God bless the forces of civilization everywhere. Thank you. Moments ago.
There you guys have it. It's been done. It's started, and it's concerning because now what other nations are going to get involved? I know that the plea was to the people to partner with Israel, but realistically speaking, they have been chanting death to Israel and death to America. They believe Israel's the little Satan and America's the big Satan. We just showed you guys a video the other day with the extremists calling for death of the president and for the vice president, Elon Musk, and the families, and to all the infidels, as they call it. Well, as we speak, there are strikes, missiles happening. This is going to heat up while we're rioting and fighting within our country. And watching the videos that come through the legacy media, and you got senators running up on a press conference, making a scene. We have what's going on in the Middle East, and it's a big, big deal. Let's take a look at this. We're gonna filter some of these. These are strikes that are happening. The footage is coming in left and right. And so if you guys have any more information, send it in. We want to show you what's going on, what's happening, because it's happening very, very quickly. Here's another. It's from a distance, but you can see there's things happening. It's rolling in. There's more. There is happening as we speak, and it's very, very critical. We want to make sure that we keep you guys informed and on top of what is all going on. But we have these strikes happening left and right. I'm producing by myself today, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. But President, so look, this is a statement from the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Let's go ahead and show you what that looks like here, if I can get to it. There it is. Let's do it right. Let's do it like this. All right. It says, tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for its self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with our regional partners. It says, let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. Why are they saying that? Because they've already believed that there are threats that are coming to America or American people that are in the crosshairs or crossfire. So we're keeping our eyes on that. It seems critical to me in the sense that they're not going just to sit back and act like nothing's going to happen. This is absolutely a high alert for everybody. So if you look at here, this says Israel's launching a preemptive strike against Iran with reports of massive explosions taking place heard in Tehran. Iran, as says Iran, is Israel just declared a state of emergency. So this is active, guys. This is like moving overnight through the night, and it's probably going to happen as the night goes on and the coming days, as the prime minister just got done saying. Let's take a look at this video here.
Give you a sense, Jesse, of how Israel is bracing. They are ensuring that all of the air defense systems across this country are on high alert. When you and I talked earlier in the conflict between Israel and Hamas inside Gaza, we often talked about Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system. Tonight, the alert is for David's Sling and the Arrow system. These are more advanced systems capable of shooting down medium and long-range incoming ballistic missiles. You have to remember, though, there's also one THAAD missile defense system deployed here with American forces, and also two Patriot missile defense systems provided by the United States. We have seen over the past several months American cargo planes landing in Israel, preparing for the possibility that the Israelis would be striking Iran. And again tonight, that is taking place as we speak, a significant development and an indication that the Israelis are planning to continuously strike Iranian nuclear facilities to the best of their ability, stop the Iranian nuclear program that has been expanding. Just one other point before I toss it back to you, Jesse, that's important in the context of today. We learned that the International Atomic Energy Agency passed a resolution earlier today for the first time in 20 years, saying that the Iranians are not living up. To give you a sense, Jesse.
The Iranians basically are not living up to the standards and the stuff that's been set before, as far as like, you know, their uranium that they're using. You heard the Prime Minister Netanyahu say that they could have 10,000 ballistic missiles with the Iranian that they have. So Israel's strikes seem to be coordinated in the sense that it looks like there is more than we actually know. Like, there's probably more happening real time under our noses, under Israel's. I'm sure they're being surveilled, but at the same time, it's something bigger than we probably expected, and that's why we have these attacks happening. So if you go through Twitter, it's an absolute firestorm right now. People are freaking out. It's been all over the news. It's going to be circulating the news all night probably. I'm telling you guys, this is quite a big deal. Let's take a look at what Fox is saying on this one here.
Iran would be a profound threat to Israel and a profound threat to America. And so my prayers tonight are to every Israeli and every American in harm's way tonight, that God will keep them safe and that we will stand strong to prevent a nuclear Iran that could commit vast acts of mass murder.
So Iran is not going to sit back and just let this happen. This is poking the bear, per se. This is something, you know, this is biblical proportions. Massive, massive deal, you guys. And we can't ignore it and act like it's not, just another day at the park. This is massive. Take a look at this post here. I'm going to put it in a side-by-side really quick. It says that breaking, Iranian state TV reports that the head of the Revolutionary Guards has been killed. I mean, this is massive, massive, massive news, you guys. It keeps coming through. It keeps coming through. There's reports back and forth. I mean, you know, if I showed you guys my dashboard, it's just filled with news. Right here, there's Homeland Security saying Iran has declared a nationwide state of emergency. Iranian government preparing massive counteroffensive, declares war on Israel. They're declaring war on Israel. Are we seeing something that we never thought we'd see in our lifetime? Well, it could very be a big, big thing coming. Now, this is not a message of fear, but this is a message of faith. People of God should be praying. I'm getting text messages all day long about praying for America, praying for Israel, and praying for the peace of the world, because things are heating up like we've never seen before. This is an alert. Israel has reportedly assassinated Iranian's chief of armed forces, Mohammed Bagheri. We were just reporting that earlier. It's not confirmed, so I want to be careful about what I say, unless it's coming through from the United States and they can say for sure that this has happened. Let's take a look at this page here. I got a lot of stuff opened from different accounts, but this says reports that Iran's chief of staff of armed forces targeted by Israel strikes Major General Mohammed Bagheri. Israeli sources with unconfirmed reports that he has been killed. So this gentleman right here is gone. Of course, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with the border. That no longer is going, that's probably going to disappear in the news cycle. But, you know, there's still riots happening on Saturday. We got tons of clips on that. Saturday, there's a No Kings riot that's being funded by somebody, by some organization that's called Kings or has Kings in the name. I can't remember what it is. But we're not going to veer away from what's really happening. We were telling you guys this yesterday. There's riots and there's unrest in the streets of LA and different cities. But let's not forget, stuff is happening overseas that is extremely prophetic. There have been calls for prayer because they believe something big is happening. We saw posts from different people. Our good friend David Harris Jr. that had said something big is happening. Could there be a war coming when U.S. orders evacuation of family members and non-essential personnel from its embassies in Iraq, Bahrain, and Kuwait? Something big is going on. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you see? What are you hearing? I don't like to, cycle through legacy media because it's a little bit skewed. It's a little bit jaded. I'm scrolling through my Twitter dashboard. It's an X dashboard, and it's filled with news and other breaking news. I'm going to play this really quick, and let's cycle through some of the stuff that's coming in through X. These are actual videos that are coming from people in the area. So let's start showing some of that. I'm going to change my screen up here again, guys. I am producing by myself today. No big deal. I can figure this out. It looks pretty good if you ask me, but you guys be the judge. Let me know what you see or what you don't see. I'm probably gonna have to refresh this a little bit. Sorry, guys. But anyways, what do you guys see? What's coming in? What do you guys hear? Are you guys getting messages or videos from people like I'm getting? Here's some more clips that were showing activity from Iran. These are explosions that are coming through. These are missile landings in certain manufacturing areas, it looks like. So that's one example. And we're going to get some more coming up. Tell me what where you guys are watching from the comments. I'm going to keep rolling through some of these, but like I said, there's more news coming in. Seems like a big deal. For the first time in a while, we have seen news look like it's going to heat up in the eastern regions in the Middle East. And of course, there has been talks. There has been information that's coming through that seems a little bit scary, but it hasn't come to fruition. But now it is. Iran has been known to say death to America, death to Israel. But now are they ready to do something about it? Israel did the first strike. They sent missiles over. They're trying to hit nuclear sites because it's now been found out that they have enough uranium to build 10,000 missiles from a nuclear level. They haven't been honest. There have been funding terrorists. They've been funding different organizations. And it sounds and looks like Israel's not going to put up with it. Israel doesn't want to suffer the first strike from a country like Iran. But here's the bigger question. What other countries are going to get involved? What other countries are going to support Iran? Do we have North Korea involved? Do we have terrorist cells that are around the country? Why is the border important when it comes to this conversation? Well, I'll tell you why. Middle-aged men from the border have been flooding north to the United States. Military age, I apologize. Military age men have been flooding in from from Mexico that come from those regions, and they're unvetted. Have we caught some terrorists and some bad apples and bad actors? Absolutely we have, but we still don't know how many are functioning and operating and communicating within our country. That video that we just had the other day that we played for the political pulpit was an extremist calling for the death of Christians, the death of the infidels. Someone there's calling for assassination on the president. They are also calling for assassination of the vice president, Elon Musk, other members of the administration and their families. So it's absolutely crazy what we're seeing and what's going on. And then just a day later, we have videos that are showing that there is strikes happening in Iran. What's going to happen in reverse? I don't think it's going to be something small. I think there's going to be an uprising and an uproar, especially when we find out who has been killed. As of now, just reports, there's nothing that's confirmed, but the IDF chief of staff has announced the immediate call up of tens of thousands of soldiers. This is coming in within 13 minutes ago. Breaking news, the IDF chief of staff is calling for soldiers. It's right here. Let me see if I can pull this up in a different way so you guys can see it. It's a little bit here. Let me do this. I'm going to copy this and add it. I'm like I said, guys, I am functioning on one operator here, so I have a dashboard that looks kind of crazy, but I can read it. Anyways, that's a report. Benny Johnson saying Israel strikes Iran in massive attacks. Tehran is in flames. Trump calls emergency meetings. So the administration is meeting as we speak. This is happening right now as we speak. And to be honest with you, Twitter's acting funny. So I think Twitter is under massive communications. So if you guys are having trouble with Twitter, let me know. Let me know if you guys are seeing anything on Twitter. Jump in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. We have people watching us out of YouTube. For some reason, I can't get my live public on Facebook and X, but it is public on YouTube, so you can freely comment. I don't right now see the comments coming in through Facebook or X, but let us know what you're seeing. As of right now, the news that's coming in is slow now because X seems like it's running slow. I'm going to try to refresh this, but we're going to keep you guys updated as best we can and make sure that you aren't out or without the news. So what does this mean, you guys? What do you guys feel does this mean to you prophetically? I'll tell you what, the other day, when we talked about this, we talked about the book of Ezekiel in chapter 38, verse 39, the war of Gog and Magog. You guys have heard this, 38:5 in Ezekiel, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya. With them, all of them with shield and helmet. Persia equals modern day Iran. Ezekiel foretells that Persia will be part of a coalition that invades Israel in the latter days. If Iran provokes or retaliates against Israel, it could be the beginning of the prophetic war. Is this the beginning of the prophetic war found in Ezekiel? It also says, and thou shalt come up against my people of Israel, and it shall be in the latter days. That's what should happen in the latter days. The book of Zechariah also says, chapter 12, verse 2 through 3, Jerusalem becomes a cup of trembling. Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of trembling unto all the people around about. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people. As tensions start to rise, is this what we're talking about? Is this what we're seeing? A global power weigh in on Israel conflict. This prophecy shows that Jerusalem will be the trigger point for the global unrest in the last days. Is Israel being this trigger? Did they just pull the last days trigger against Iran? In Isaiah chapter 17, verse 1, it's the burden of Damascus. Behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. Iran has close ties with Syria, as we know, and operates military bases there. If Israel strikes near or in Damascus, a possible staging area for Iranian assets, this prophecy may suddenly come into view. So this is a little bit early. We're not really seeing what is all to come right now. But this could be a big, big deal. Like I said, this could be the triggering action that Israel just took on Iran for the rest of the world and other nations to step in and defend Iran or attack or invade Israel. Well, we thank God for America, because America is going to defend Israel and America is going to be on Israel's side. Thank the Lord. But be sure to watch carefully on what the Bible is saying and what prophecy is saying. We have our friends at End Time. I want to point you guys over to OnlySource, OSN.TV, and watch Prophecy in the News with Doug Norvell, Vince Stegall, and Dave Robbins over there at End Time. They know far more about this than I do, guys. I mean, there's going to be news coverage that's going to be endless. Just right now, searching the news for what's going on, it's going to be the headlines for the next few days, and it could get even more interesting because now there may be retaliation. Israel military conducts airstrikes. I'm looking at the news right now. Rubio, U.S. not involved in Israel airstrikes yet. Thank God, but we will see. Does this mean that we're going to get drawn into another war? Is America going to be facilitating, monitoring, funding, supporting our allies in another war, defending Israel? This is going to cost American dollars. Let's be real here. This is going to cost America something. It's not just not going to be, we'll watch it from the East. what's going on in the East, this is a huge, huge deal. The news is pouring in on this stuff, guys. It's such a firestorm. I don't know. Is X running slow for you guys? It's running a little bit slow for me. It could just be my local connection. I'm going to take a break, and I want to show you guys if it's going to play the. Let's not forget, this is like, we're in this matrix. I've shared this video with you guys before, but I want you all to see it for yourselves. It's, to me, it's a big deal. Okay. It tells a story from the Matrix point of view. It's like some of these movies show you and tell you what's really going on. And I'm going to take a break while I show you guys this clip of this video. And it's so telling. And I'm going to check on the news while we watch this. Take a look at this.
Do you ever feel it? That something is wrong with the world, like a splinter in your mind? The Matrix isn't fiction. It's real. A prison built not of walls, but of lies. I saw it young. Hollywood dreams, silicon toys, news anchors with plastic smiles. All tools. Tools to shape perception, to cage thought. Behind the curtain, puppet masters move. They don't wear uniforms, they don't need guns. They run psyops so refined, the Army's ghost unit seems quaint. These are the true threats to America, to Trump's success. You ask who they are. If I told you, would you even believe me? Their network hums not in Congress or courts, but in the cold, sterile halls of globalist think tanks. Foundations with friendly names, but sinister goals. They fund chaos, open borders, climate hysteria, digital leashes. They write the scripts, censor the dissent, push CBDCs to track your every step. But I see through it, and so does he. Did you think the last administration was in charge? Orders signed with an auto pen while the world burned. Now Trump's returned. MAGA isn't a campaign, it's a counterattack. Knight to F3. The center seized, but the board is still crowded. Bureaucrats, media pawns, globalist bishops. They will not surrender the game because Trump is the one variable they cannot control. Unbought, unbroken, the voice of the people. And if the people ever wake up, if they ever see the PSYOP for what it is, they'll burn the system to the ground. The real war has only just begun.
All right, the real war is only just begun, you guys, and that's exactly what I am talking about. This is the stuff. This is Daily Mean Studios did a great job, but that's the truth. This war, the stuff that's going on, there's a bigger thing behind the scenes. I'm getting messages in. I wanted to just credit my brother Carlos Miramon, who was saying that he had a dream about 2 weeks ago of this stuff, and these are God's given dreams, God-given prophecies that are coming in the stream, coming in the news. If you guys have these things, let us know what you're seeing. Let us know what you feel, because I believe God's speaking all over the world, and people have been, putting this stuff out in their live streams, on X, in their social medias, that something big is going on. Like, don't you just feel something is about to happen? Could we be there right now? He goes on to say that the Iranians disguised as police and were shooting people. They stole tactical vehicles, ran over and crushed people everywhere. Republicans got tricked, believing that the security forces / police were for them, but actually set everyone up. Could this be a setup? Weapons hiding in bushes, grenades were also hidden, smoke bombs. It was a severe, massive casualty event in Chicago. So we got to pray over Chicago, pray on Saturday. This stuff that's happening on Saturday, these protests, I'm telling you guys, it's something bigger than we actually know what's going on. This is either a big cover up, a big disguise, a big evil event. It's greater than, ICE taking in criminals. It's the unrest. It's the division. I'm talking about the things that stir people up. the things that get people angry at each other, friends, churches, ministry, family. There's like a line drawn down the sand, turning people against each other. We have to understand that these are forces that are designed to disrupt and divide us. He goes on to say, I believe in my spirit that they will use these protests as a shield and disguise and attack. But in the name of Jesus, we bind and rebuke this. And I agree with him. Brother Carlos, thank you so much for sending that in. This is the truth. This is stuff that people are having dreams about. Our bishop, my father, was just telling me the other day, we had this conversation, what's today, Thursday? We had this conversation Wednesday night that we believe God is, something else is greater that's about to happen. And look, today, boom, airstrikes. Israel strikes Iran in huge numbers. We don't even know what the casualties look like. We don't know who's dead. We don't know if leadership has been killed or assassinated. We just know that this is the start of something huge, and we have to be aware, vigilant, and prayerful. Bishop said he had a dream as well, and he says if this dream comes true, mass casualties in the region. So let's continue to pray for the Iranian people, Israel, those that are innocent, those lives that are going to be affected in a negative way. You have to remember, you guys, this is a big deal because lives will be lost. Lives will be lost. Children get hurt, women and innocent men and women, and so on and so forth. But do you think the enemy cares about those things? Absolutely not. He does not care who he hurts or kills. The Bible says that the enemy comes in to kill and destroy. So let's take a look at some more scripture really quick in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6 through 8. Wars and rumors of wars. So not just wars, but actual rumors of wars, which we've been in a long time. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Jesus warned that in the end time, conflict and geopolitical tension would escalate. My brothers and sisters, we are there right now. You all know it. We feel it. We see it. And it's turning people on each other. But we have to go back to the book. We have to go back to what God is saying. Israel's potential war with Iran aligns with the beginning of sorrows. Could this be the beginning of sorrows? I don't know. You let us know what you think. In Joel chapter 3, verse 2, 9 through 14, this could be the valley of decision. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let them come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Joel describes the nations preparing for war around Israel and being judged by God for dividing his land and attacking his people. So we want to make sure that you want to continue to pray, read the word of God, tune into osn.tv, and you can watch prophecy in the news. Really, it's truly prophecy in the news. Doug Norvell, Vince Stegall, and Dave Robbins are very insightful. They're very well versed, and it's a ministry about the gospel of Jesus Christ and world happenings, like the world news. The world news is on the greatest stage right now. And what I mean by that, it's dominating the news cycle. Why? Because this is a huge deal. This is a huge deal. So I'm getting another tweet here. This came in about an hour ago, actually. It says, Israel operation called Strength of a Lion. This operation is called Strength of a Lion. All right, you people of prophecy, you people that have been studying the end times, jump in. Let me know what you think Strength of a Lion is referring to. IDF reports of massive explosions erupting across Tehran. U.S. declared it's not part of the operation. So they're saying that we're not a part of this. Okay, we're not a part of this. There's other things coming in. It says official confirmation of deaths of the IRGC Chief General Hossein Salami. We mentioned that. General Ghulam Ali Rashid, Dr. Tehranshi, and Dr. Fireydun Abbasi. Many more names to come once confirmed. Could this, oh my goodness, this is huge. This is crazy stuff here. I'm going to try to pull this up for you guys so you can see this page. This page, I'm not reporting this as official. I'm not saying this is what's happening. I am just telling you what I am seeing. So give me 1 second, you guys. And I've pulled in a lot of really great accounts. If I can just figure it out. Okay, that's not it. I apologize. Here, I'll just share my screen with you all, and so that you all can see it. Again, I'm producing on my own today, and it's not that easy. It's a little bit difficult. So you guys can see that there. Could the leader be dead as well? Could this person be dead? They're saying he is. I don't know this guy's name. I'm not up to date, but I think this is one of the many generals that are leading. So this stuff is a big deal. Huge deal. President Trump will, in the coming hours, declare nuclear talks with the regime in Iran over. He will also declare the mullahs non-compliant. Israel may attack soon after. This is a pinned post. Newsflash, it's already happened. Okay. So Iran placed its military on high alert. Air defenses are prepared, and Iran is jamming the region over Iraq and Syria. The Ayatollah and the Iranian government have moved to underground locations. So they're moving to underground locations. Israel may strike at any moment. So they knew it was coming, and they were absolutely right. It showed up. It definitely did, guys. Here's some more clips. Let's see if we can share this with you all. Man, I don't know what's up with Twitter. It's just not showing. It's not pulling them up. Come on, let's give it a second. If you guys are watching with me, let me know where you're watching at. I don't know that my software is pulling in all the comments. There might be some comments on Facebook, but if not, you can jump on YouTube. I can definitely see your comments on YouTube. I just can't see them on Facebook and X for some reason. And yeah, I don't know why it's not working. I apologize. Let's take a look at this. Breaking: Trump convening emergency cabinet meeting as Israeli strikes hits Iran. President Trump is reportedly holding a cabinet level meeting at the White House tonight as Israeli strikes against Iran unfold. White House officials and sources say this in-person meeting was pre-planned, not a last-minute scramble, and will focus on the U.S. response and real-time development in Iran. So they're probably standing on standby, talking things over just in case things heat up. And let's just pray it doesn't get too crazy. Let's see if I can get these videos to play. What's going on, Twitter? Are you guys having trouble with Twitter? Because this is crazy. Maybe it's just my connection here. Might be overloading it. Yeah, I got a clean connection on my phone, so I'm not sure what's going on. All right, well, I apologize. When I get that fixed, I will definitely let you guys know. But what are you guys seeing on your end? Thank you, Carlos, for sending that video or that dream in, because it is a big deal. It is something that is, there's a lot of people that are having dreams. There are people that are having prophetic visions, things that are coming through the pipeline that are very, very, it's a very big deal. And we don't want to overlook that because it's massive, right? This is massive. Take a look at this. Here's another shot. I can get it to show. Is that the same? Yeah, it is the same. Okay. Take a look. Looks like it's early in the morning over there now. All right. And then we have, oops. Geez, guys, sorry about that. Okay, so here's some of the let's see, Green Republicans with.
It was mothers being separated from children that seemingly got endless coverage. This seems to be something different. How do you think it'll affect those independent voters?
Oh, yeah. So guess what, guys? This border conversation is going to get pushed aside for a little bit. Of course, on Friday, it's going to be somewhat of a big deal because we'll be on we'll be on high alert. We're probably going to stream to you guys live on Saturday. Saturday's these big protests that are going on. So we want to make sure that you guys stay away from the areas. I'm getting text messages all day long. Don't go to this area, and we're talking about Scottsdale and Phoenix. Chandler, Gilbert. There's people that are going to hit the streets protesting the immigration raids and the different activities going after criminals. I had a long conversation with somebody. It's a fellow Christian of mine who is afraid. They're scared. And I tried to remind them, do not be afraid. Number one, God didn't give us a spirit of fear, right? He gave us a spirit of, he gave us power, a love, and a sound mind. Do not be fearful. Be faithful. And those that are seeking to be citizens and residents, there is a process. Go do it. Get part of it. Get in line. Do it the right way. I could not tell you any more or emphasize it enough. We have families in our church that have gone out and they've gotten their citizenship, or they have actually gotten into the process. They have to go to Mexico, get in a line, go to their court date, and prayerfully be able to come back. Well, guess what? We've already had some families go through that process. They went to Mexico, they got to their court date, and the consulate let them back in the country. So there is a process. It can happen. You can do it. Those that are those that are getting picked up on their court date that they got here the last 4 years, yeah, you're going to have trouble coming in here. If you sought asylum and it's not legitimate, you might get denied. Sorry. That's just how it is right now. We're following the law of the land. You guys got used to the last 4 years of no law, no immigration law, just a credit card, a phone, and a place to stay. That's never been that way. It's never been that way, ever. And since we're on this topic, I might as well show you this video that we found. If I can get it to pull up, would be awesome. Let me see. It's during the Reagan amnesty era. How many remember that? Let me see if I can pull this up. Yes, right here. Please play.
You can go to live in France, but you cannot become a Frenchman. You can go to live in Germany or Turkey or Japan, but you cannot become a German, a Turk, or Japanese. But anyone from any corner of the earth can come to live in America and become an American. Yes, the torch of Lady Liberty symbolizes our freedom and represents our heritage, the compact with our parents, our grandparents, and our ancestors. It is that lady who gives us our great and special place in the world. For it's the great life force of each generation of new Americans that guarantees that America's triumph shall continue unsurpassed into the next century and beyond. Other countries may seek to compete with us, but in one vital area, as a beacon of freedom and opportunity that draws the people of the world, no country on earth comes close. This, I believe, is one of the most important sources of America's greatness. We lead the world because, unique among nations, we draw our people, our strength, from every country and every corner of the world. And by doing so, we continuously renew and enrich our nation. While other countries cling to the stale past, here in America, we breathe life into dreams, we create the future, and the world follows us into tomorrow. Thanks to each wave of new arrivals to this land of opportunity, we're a nation forever young, forever bursting with energy and new ideas, and always on the cutting edge, always leading the world to the next frontier.
Now, do I think we could do this again? Honestly, guys, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think we go this route. And I'll tell you why. Because I feel like it's opened the mindset that you can just come here and squat and just become a citizen, or steal social security numbers and operate on somebody else's social number, or go to a sanctuary city and think that it's going to work out. Well, look what's happened in the last 4 years. We don't even know who's come in this country. They used an app, got in, or rushed in, just got bussed in, housed, clothed, fed, phone, all the things, credit cards. And it's been a huge expense on this. I mean, we can't afford it. You all know that. We're in trillions. We're in the trillions now when it comes to debt. It's unsustainable. That's why Elon Musk is freaking out, because he knows how to. He knows business. He realizes that this is just not going to work. And what's there to do if we don't get control of this. Now, there are other reasons that he's freaked out. But listen, now that we've had an influx of immigrants that we don't know who they're from, a lot of them are not even from Mexico. Now we have potential war with Iran and its allies. This is the reason why we need closed and secure borders. During these riots, people are thinking, praying, and hearing that there could be bad actors within these riots in cities, sanctuary cities, where they're protesting. Let's call it protest, peacefully protest, march the streets, let your voice be heard. By all means, go talk to your congressman, go talk to your senator, let your voice, let's fix the immigration policy. Let's fix, how immigration is, how the laws are in our country. Let's fix it. I'm all for it. There should be reform. But the problem is these politicians, they don't want to fix it. They really don't want to fix it because it's a tool for manipulation every time. So don't get mad at each other. Don't hate each other. Let your voices be heard at the polls. If you don't like it, go vote. Don't go attack a police officer who also has family, who works hard, who pays taxes. Don't go attack a military member of the federal government who ultimately is going to have to go to the front lines of any war and defend you and I so we can live here and have our voices heard with freedom and liberty. You're attacking and you're fighting the wrong people. And if you are taking money, $200 measly to go out in the streets and cause a mess, you deserve to get locked up. As a matter of fact, if you're doing that and you're not documented, see you later. Get out, don't come back. Because that, to me, is anti-American. It's so anti-American to take money and to go beat up a police officer, throw rocks, throw bricks, and go act a fool, as they say, excuse my French. It's just absolutely wrong and unpatriotic, un-American. Should not be done ever, ever, ever. All right, let's take a look. I want to sneak over to Facebook to see if I have any comments because they're not coming through my software here, but it's okay for now. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, on CNN, he says this: the decision to strike in Iran was entirely independent. Okay, so that must mean that I'm assuming he's basically just saying that it's not part of the United States decision. Let me see if I can pull that post up. There you go. Okay. I'm figuring it out, guys. Oh, not really. There it is. Boom. Look at it. Nice. Okay, so that's what he said. That's the Israel's ambassador. Let's go ahead over to what's happening on X. Mike Davis says, this is another one of those orders by Democrat activist judges that is so lawless and dangerous to our national security that the president of the United States, as commander-in-chief, has a constitutional duty to ignore it. That's not really what we're focused on right now, but here is another video coverage or news coverage from Benny Johnson's account. Take a look.
Anticipate that we will hear from the White House.
Just in, while Jennifer was giving her report, they told us what President Trump's next big meeting on this is going to be. It's 11 o'clock tomorrow. The president will attend a National Security Council meeting in the Situation Room that is closed press because that is going to be where they talk about all of the U.S. intelligence that they've been able to gather about these strikes overnight, stuff that Israel might not be sharing with us. And we don't know what Israel shared with us ahead of time. Earlier today in the East Room, I asked President Trump what the Israelis told us that made him want to evacuate the family members of U.S. service members in the Middle East. And he said, at least in this public setting, that Israel didn't tell us anything. I also had a chance to ask him in the East Room whether or not he was trying to talk Netanyahu out of these strikes ahead of time, or if it was so important to the administration to keep Iran from getting a nuclear weapon that he would just say, this is not a U.S. war, Bibi can do what he's got to do, ultimately the result is good. And then the president's answer was, Israel, or rather Iran, just cannot get a nuclear weapon. Something else, it's pretty late here. On the East Coast, it's 10 something, and a lot of folks in the West Wing are still at their desks. As I was walking up the driveway a few minutes ago, I spoke to a senior official who told me President Trump is still meeting with his senior team. He is still watching the pictures come in from the region, just like the rest of us. I asked if we were going to get a readout of any of his calls. It doesn't sound like we're going to get that tonight, but I have been directed by everybody that I've spoken to Rubio's statement, which does one thing mainly, and that is distance the United States from these attacks. Rubio said, tonight Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for its self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces, and they remain in contact with the regional partners. And so there's a lot going on, and President Trump is going to we expect continue monitoring this throughout the night, and then he'll be in the Situation Room first thing tomorrow. And he's staying in town for the big military parade. And then you look ahead to next week, he'll be in Canada meeting with G7 partners for the annual G7 summit. They are the hosts. And so it would seem like the entire schedule for that just got upended.
Yeah, I think this is a huge deal. I could imagine that that's going to be changed up, and we expect to see more news come in through the night. I'm going to stay on top of it, guys. I'm going to be aware and I'm going to be hovering over this like a hawk, because it's a big deal. Like, more stuff's coming in. Let's take a look at this. Can you guys see this? Let me see if I can. There you go. Again, here's more. This one's from Brandon Tatum. I think we showed this one already, but this is coming in already. Look at that. That's just, constant strikes. They're gearing up to declare war on Israel and launch their own strikes. That's actively, I can imagine they are absolutely concerned about that. Right? Now, before I play it, let me just have it ready, guys, right here. Okay. Looks good. Here we go.
For years, the Iranian regime has called for the destruction of the State of Israel, planning and advancing concrete military plans to do so. Over the past few months, intelligence has shown that Iran is closer than ever to obtaining a nuclear weapon. This morning, the IDF began preemptive and precise strikes, targeting the Iranian nuclear program in order to prevent the Iranian regime's ability to build a nuclear bomb in the immediate time frame. We have no choice. We are operating against an imminent and existential threat. We cannot allow the Iranian regime to obtain a nuclear weapon that would be a danger to Israel and the entire world. This operation is for our right to exist here, for our future and for our children's future. The State of Israel has the right and the obligation to operate in order to protect its people, and will continue to do so. The IDF conducted significant preparations for this operation. We are well prepared, both in defense and offense, to defend ourselves. The IDF will continue to defend the State of Israel.
All right, so they're going to defend. We got to defend Israel, guys. Like, this is obviously getting heightened and extremely serious. All right, so let's continue on. There's some more news coming before we go. We've already been streaming for an hour, so that's awesome. And we got about a few more minutes to go. If you guys have any questions or any concerns or any reporting. Let's see. CBN's reporting happening now. Pray details there. Breaking Israel strikes Iran targeting nuclear facilities. Ghulam Ali Rashid was killed in the Israeli attacks in Tehran. They are not going to let this go, you guys. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a huge thing. Let's take a look at what the news is saying. I'm going to go to this screen here. All right. Let's look at it this way. Okay. It says, Israel had a window of opportunity to attack Iran. This is from the Jerusalem Post, and it was right to use it. Analysis say 3 key factors make an Israeli strike on Iran's nuclear facilities a viable option today. But what happens after the strike? Okay, so this is coming in right here. From a military perspective, there's a little question that Israel was right to strike Iran's nuclear facilities. It took advantage of a unique window of opportunity, so they had to do it. That stemmed from 3 primary factors. The first was that the degradation of Iran's regional proxies. For years, when the issue of attacking Iran would come up around the cabinet table, one of the main arguments against it was that the retaliation Israel would face from Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, and Iranian forces in Syria. That concern is no longer what it once was. Bashar al-Assad regime in and due to Israeli airstrikes has lost nearly all of its strategic military capabilities. Hezbollah, while still dangerous, is a shadow of its former self. Its arsenal has been significantly degraded, and its freedom of movement within Lebanon is more constrained. As for Hamas, it may have succeeded in dragging the IDF into what feels like a never-ending war in Gaza, but its ability to strike inside Israel is almost non-existent. What remains are a few dozen Houthi missiles in Yemen and Iran's own powerful arsenal of a few thousand long-range ballistic missiles. Did we just take them all out? Or, I'm sorry, did Israel just take them all out? It's very possible. We know that the Israeli strike against Iran also targeted missiles, launchers, and storage sites, hopefully succeeding in limiting Tehran's ability to retaliate. This makes the potential cost of such a strike lower than it would have been 2 or even 3 years ago. The second factor was operational capability. Whether Israel can actually pull off such a strike. This has long been one of the most difficult questions, involving a mix of logistical, technological, and strategic challenges. Can the Israeli Air Force reach Iran? Can it drop munitions on a wide range of targets? And can it penetrate heavily fortified underground facilities like Natanz and Fordow, where the regime enriches uranium? Did we just attack those areas? Did Israel do that? Until recently, this was mostly theoretical, but even before today, we knew more. In April and again in October last year, Israeli Air Force jets, including the advanced F-35-1, flew more than 2,000 kilometers into Iranian airspace and struck a couple dozen targets, including Iran's Russian-made S-300. Oh, Russia. We forgot about Russia. Surface-to-air missile systems. These systems had been considered the primary deterrent to an Israeli strike, and their destruction has now made Iran's airspace, wide open. Penetrating fortified sites remains a challenge, but there is reason to believe Israel has the means. Over the past 2 years, the IDF has demonstrated advanced bunker busting capabilities in Gaza's tunnel network, and more dramatically, in Beirut last September, when it eliminated Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah in a heavily fortified underground command center, a facility many had assumed might be beyond the Israeli Air Force's reach. Well, guess what? They reached and they demolished a lot. They were able to destroy quite a bit. So what does that mean? What are we going to see moving forward? What are you guys seeing? Is there something in the news that you're seeing that I'm not covering? If that's the case, let us know and let us see it. I'm going to go just a little bit longer, guys, but the news is still coming in, and I still want to make sure that we have exactly what's coming in real time. So far, everything looks like it's still pouring in as it's happening. David, like I said earlier, David Harris Jr. says something big is happening. He had posted that there's orders of evacuations of family members, which we covered yesterday. Iran places its military on high alert, which we let you guys know that a little bit earlier. And then, of course, the Wall Street Journal was already writing stuff on that. Saving America is not negotiable, President Donald Trump says, regarding the military use, the National Guard on the city streets, and securing our border. U.S. Homeland Security News says there has been, Trump will convene his National Security Council Friday at 11 a.m. So they're going to do a Security Council tomorrow, which it's 7:37. It's about 10 o'clock over there on the East Coast. We're in Arizona time. We're going to keep an eye on all that happens in the streets. We're going to keep an eye on all that goes on in, other cities. That you never know. You just never know what could happen. We're going to continue to pray for everybody. People of God, let's not get divided on the little things. Let's continue to pray together. Those that are seeking to be citizens, I pray that they find a way to do it the right way. And those that are, have recently come and want to stay, you're going to have to go through the process and go through your court dates. Good luck, because it's really, really tight right now. For all those that are saying, well, there's people wrongfully being deported, I pray for those people too. It's sad to see stuff like this happen, but for a long time, America's had law and order and laws against illegal immigration, and they have not been either followed, secured, or reformed. I mean, that's the truth. That's the case. We have laws. We have to follow them. And when you don't follow laws, there are consequences. And that's what we're experiencing, those consequences. So we want to go ahead and continue to pray. Pray for those. Pray for those that are being wrongfully accused. Pray for those that are victims to some of these crimes. Pray for our cities. Pray for our lawmakers and our legislators. Pray for our leadership. Listen, when the last leadership was in office, I was praying for them. I might have been spending a lot of time praying against them, but I was praying for them. Now this leadership, continue to pray. Show up. Go to your city council meetings. Go to your school board meetings. If you can talk to your congressperson and you don't like the laws of immigration, then talk to your congresspeople and then go vote. Don't sit these times out. But I wanted to ask you to continue to seek God and read the Word of God. When you take your biblical values and biblical principles to the polls, then you will see God do tremendous things for our country. Then you will see God do tremendous things in your life, and we will see righteousness happen. Righteousness will prevail. Righteousness will show up and do things for our country that we need, that surround freedom, liberty, and justice. We need justice in this country, and we need the chaos to stop. I just don't think the chaos will ever go away because of the spiritual forces that we're up against, guys. So don't forget to find us on OSN.TV, find us on YouTube. We're right here on Facebook and X. Thank you for jumping on the comments. Thank you for jumping on the stream. But we want to ask you all to go to www.politicalpulpit.com. Check out the partnership page. By partnering with us, you help us get the word out, help us get the message out, and help us get the news out as we see it from a biblical worldview and a biblical perspective. It's Christ is King, man. This is what it's about. This isn't a side. I don't have allegiance to a side, to a party. I have Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I'm just out here trying to represent His name and His for His kingdom. So if you guys don't have any more questions or any more clips, I was going to show a little bit more, but I think that's good for now. If something breaks, guess what? We'll go live again. But as it stands, it looks like we are waiting to see what the damage is and what comes of Iran's response. Don't think for a minute Iran is just going to sit back and take this. Don't think for a minute that Iran is just going to act like, whoops, you guys took over, some of these sites, and now we no longer have what we used to have when it comes to military weapons like missiles or nuclear missiles. There is going to be a reaction. There's going to be a response. America most likely will defend those responses. So we're sitting this one out right now, but I guarantee you, when there's war in the Middle East, you can count on America to be involved somewhere, somehow. There's a security source, before I go, says to Reuters, Iran's Supreme Leader Khamenei, that's the guy's name, Khamenei, he's alive. So it's only day one. He's still alive. So I'm sure he's highly protected. There was reports that he is gone, but there are reports coming in right now that he is still alive. So anything that comes in around surrounding him is a big deal because he is the Iranian leader. And you know, they are the ones that are calling America the big demon, and they're calling Israel the little demon. So let's not forget all of that. It's kind of a big deal. And then of course there's Americans that are out in the East. We got to make sure that they stay safe. We got to make sure that people stay safe and are not in harm's way. All right, I'm going to cue up the outro music. Boom, man, I'm getting good. I could produce my own show, you guys. I promise. It's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing. But I thank God for our little producers, my daughters, and my family members. We will be on live again tomorrow, bringing you the news, bringing you everything that involves what's happening in the world. We just want to thank you all, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the Political Pulpit and being a part of this movement. It's an apostolic friendly, Pentecostal friendly house and media house. Thank you, and God bless.